Today, I'm talking about an interesting use case of Web3 technology with Tom Nowak from Gummy Link. They might have created the next level of fan engagement for the German basketball team Niners Chemnitz. Web3 use cases that add value to all participants is what we need to move on the space. And so, without further ado, let's dive right into it. Hello and herzlich willkommen to the Bernhard Neumann podcast. Here we explore Web3 use cases together and learn from experts and builders in the space. I'm your host Bernhard and I'm a Web3 and NFT strategist. I help branding and marketing professionals to win Web3 with their brands. I do this with training, with workshops, and with strategies. My guest today is Tom Nowak. He's a consultant and Web3 strategist working for Gummy Link, a company that focuses on bridging the gap between the physical and the digital world using blockchain technologies. Together with the team, he has created a cool Web3 use case for fan engagement. I'm excited to hear about it, so welcome, Tom.
Hello, Bernhard. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to have you here. So first of all, maybe you can introduce yourself real quick to the audience. Who are you? What do you do, Tom?
Long story short, I'm in my mid-30s. I started the crypto travel into the rabbit hole in 2016, where I first got in contact during my world travel time, and this kept me busy for a while, and from the first beginning I was really interested in the decentralized nature of blockchain technology and what kind of opportunities this provides. And 2 years ago I was introduced by a friend, or not, it's actually 3 years already. 3 years ago I was introduced to NFTs by a friend of mine, which already had the idea to make use of NFTs to authenticate physical art. And infected with this idea, I stayed on this road, and this is what brought me to the Niners use case, where we created benefits for the club and for the fans as we see it.
Yeah. Benefits sound good. World travel, blockchain, everything is in there. So maybe we jump right into it. You already mentioned it. So we teased in the introduction, there's this use case for fan engagement. So I think it would be really interesting if you could describe it to the audience. What is it? And also, what was the approach? Why Web3, why blockchain, why all this? I think that would be really interesting.
Mm-hmm. It's actually a little mixed up story because the story starts with Gummy Link, which created a next gen QR code. So it's a tamper-proof QR code, which allows us to have an authentic and unique access from physical to digital. And we've been struggling to find meaningful use cases for this technology, even if it was obvious to us that it's an interesting scenario where you have like a reliable and easy to use interface. And after a couple of months of trying to create this product and to bring this product to the market, we figured out that it needs actual utility and ecosystem to integrate your customer and to onboard them with this technology that Gummy Link provides. And luckily, Gummy Link, which is situated in Chemnitz, already had relations with the basketball team Niners. On one side, they've been a sponsor for them. And on the other side, they already had created NFTs by putting their QR code on top of historic jerseys, which the players wore during the final game, which they won.
Okay.
and which have been signed by the whole team. And to authenticate that this is the original item, they put it. They took their label, their QR code, attached it to the physical jersey, and on the other side, after you scanned it, you thought a NFT, which had like a digital twin, and therefore was your authentic proof to tell you that you own an original.
Yeah, so
And
you have the link. May
mhm,
I interject here? So just for people to understand the product, you have this QR code like thing that cannot be photographed or anything. So you have to be there. You scan it, you get your digital twin, and so there's a connection between the two kind of things. So you know if the person has the jersey and they have the NFT, there's something authentic here.
yes, and the most important info in this case is that it's a non-fungible connection because of the
Hmm.
nature of the QR code. Everyone is unique. Every code is unique, and as you said, cannot be duplicated. So we have really like a physical NFT in this case, which opens the door to create really interesting scenarios.
For sure. Okay, cool. So this is the backdrop, and now you took this a whole lot further with the fan engagement case.
Yes, and as I explained, we've struggled to find valuable use cases for the interface itself, so for the QR code itself, because just having a digital twin is interesting if you're afraid of fraud. But there are other solutions that satisfy most of the company's requests or demands, and I was actually looking for a concept which actually makes use of Web3 technology, of blockchain technology, and in this case, or in this with this background, we've came up with the idea to create a total new fan experience where your merchandise becomes smarter because you once you attach a physical NFT to your merchandise, you have the option to use the physical item to bridge your customer to a digital item. So, for example, let's say you buy the jersey of player number 7, and in the same moment you receive the metaverse variable of player number 7 for Decentraland, and you can provide this to your customer with a simple scan. On the other hand, you could say the same jersey is the ticket to the stadium for the next time because you know the sticker is non-fungible. It's one of a kind, and no one else can use it if it's right in front of me at the entrance of the stadium. And but all of these are still patch solutions, or German translation would be island solutions. And I was
Okay.
looking for a ecosystem because all of this can be established without Web3, without blockchain. And in my opinion, the biggest advantage in regards of the customer is the ownership of the actual asset, digital asset. And therefore, we created a system of digital collectibles, of engagement rewards, which are all on blockchain as NFT. Therefore, they are now authentic and sometimes also soul bound, so that if you earn a reward for being one of the most loyal fans, it's soul bound to you, and you have like a authentic proof based on blockchain to say, hey, I really attended every game this year, and by doing so, um, once we put like digital assets in place and put them in a framework that relies on Web3 technology, it opens up a wide variety of options for marketing and for to incentivize your fans for more engagement, etc. And
Hmm.
all of this started and had a chance on the other side because, as I said, this was our need from the product perspective of Gummy Link to create a valuable use case. Now we need the need of the sports club to do so. And from what we've experienced, most sports teams, regardless of the actual sport, most of them struggle with a decline of attendees at the stadium since the pandemic. So one marketing manager said after Corona, everyone has a big screen and like a Sky contract, so people are fine sitting at home without pants. So they struggle to actually get back to the old numbers of visitors. On the other side, it's a permanent challenge to have revenue and to increase revenue with merchandise sales. And the third major challenge for sports clubs is to attract new sponsorships and partners.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, with these three challenges in mind, we've started, because this was what the Niners told us, that they're trying to tackle those three problems.
Okay.
And on the other side, for them, it was really interesting to get the appearance of an innovative sports club, which was actually interesting to us, that this is something valuable for them already, to say, hey, once we appear as an innovative sports club, we can attract other sponsorships.
Mm-hmm.
And
let me ask you, Tom. So why blockchain, why Web3 in the whole thing? Like from what you mentioned, I feel like it still could be okay. We have this app already. Let's create an experience within the app, and there's all those digital assets, but they're just in a database and everything. Why does it need to be Web3 and blockchain technologies here?
That's a reasonable question, and at some point during the project, I myself was shocked about the question myself. Like, do we actually need a blockchain? Do we actually need Web3, or are we just keeping ourselves busy implementing something without any benefit? But my simple answer, now that I see it in place and what options it provides, my simplest answer is, first of all, when dealing with digital assets, blockchain/NFT make perfect sense, because you can guarantee the authenticity of what you provide to your fan. So in regard of the Niners, we created digital collectible player cards. And now we can make sure that our fans have only original cards. We can also make sure that our fans cannot be a victim of scam, because our system would immediately recognize, is this actually a code? Is this actually an NFT that we know? Otherwise, it wouldn't respond. We actually provide the ownership to the customer. So let's go back to the old world where you have collected player cards, and over the time, the specific player becomes a star, and your player card is now valuable, increased in value. To do the same in the digital world, NFTs are the best and actually only reliable solution. Let's give out a digital card, which is actually just saved on your server. It's much more dangerous in the end of the day to guarantee the safety of this asset as a sports club. And on the other side, there's still some tension between you and your fan, where you with NFTs can say, hey, this is you have proof of ownership based on blockchain. And even if the player leaves us, you still have the card. And if he performs in another team perfectly and becomes a world-known star, you still have this digital game card that has been distributed first time within our team. And on the other hand, it provides us new opportunities to engage with fans, because blockchain is transparent but anonymous on the other hand. But once we start to distribute NFTs, It's really easy for us to create marketing campaigns and communication scenarios where we get in contact with specific fans of ours, where we know, okay, this one has been attending at least 10 games. This one already bought 3 merchandise products. And so it gives us a good opportunity to have like a personalized, unpersonalized communication.
Yeah, makes total sense. I think those are all great points. And without going too much in depth here, I would like to jump into the user journey. So what happened? How can I imagine like this fan engagement thing you've built? How does this actually work for the fan and also for the team?
Mhm. So first of all, I'd like to say that we didn't invented the wheel entirely new. Weird translation. Um, but first of all, we just put in place like reward system, loyalty system, and engagement system. And all of this comes like a container that we integrate into the club's app. So we don't want to pull fans to a new app, to a new platform. We see the main benefit that we can integrate all of this into the existing environment, which helped us to immediately onboard the first fans to create a seamless experience in regard of the appearance, the CI of everything. And the customer journey is then quite simple. As I said, it's supported by the Gummy Link technology, which is a QR code. For a QR code, you zip your phone, you open the Niners app in this case, go into the fan area, and here you have a scan button. And now you have different access points as a fan. So, for example, if you're attending a game, now the Niners have so-called scan points, which are distributed all over the place. And wherever you see one, you can scan it one time for the game day, and from here you're within the raffle already. So you just need to go to the stadium, look out for one of the gummy codes, and scan it. And once you scan it, you get a reward. In this scenario, it's a collectible card or a metaverse item, for example. And this is distributed by coincidence or like a raffle. And
Hmm.
therefore, we upgraded the regular experience already because fans are now excited for, okay, what will I get today? It's for free. So it's really low threshold to enter this kind of engagement. From my perspective, it's a fair deal to say, hey, you're here, you paid for the ticket. So if you like, try your chances, and if you like what you see, you can continue. And from here, we aim for the fable of the fans that they like to collect cards. And on the other side, if you we definitely need some more incentive than just it's nice to have a collection. If you fulfill a collection, if you have a complete collection, you have the chance to win, or not the chance. Then it's for sure. For depends on the scarcity of the collection that you fulfilled. You have the chance to win like a exclusive fan jersey, a journey with the team to a game, a special hoodie with special design of the mascot, a journey to an NBA game with the team, and really interesting prizes that incentivize people to keep collecting. And on the other hand, our job was to create something that appears valuable by itself already. So it's not like a 1D, 2D card. So we really had like really nice animated and high quality game cards that are pleasing the eye, as I like to say.
Hmm. Yeah, cool. So the here we have this incentive to go to the stadium, to be there physically. We have this excitement. What do I get today? What can I collect? And then you can have also this gamification of, if you collect enough of this, you can have something else. And so we're turning the whole thing into a video game, which I love. That's my vision of AR also, where you just walk around and there's golden coins and you collect them by going up the stairs and instead of taking the lift. So the elevator. That's that's really cool. So how does how is it perceived? How did the whole thing come about and was perceived by the audience?
Actually, much better than expected. We just so we started or we launched the new app or the fan area within the app.
Mm-hmm.
We launched it not already 3 weeks ago, and since then we made only 2 social media posts. One that just said, "Hey, a new fan area is coming," and a second one which said, "Hey, for everyone who creates an account within the first week, will get a digital fan badge as a NFT." So again, a nice opportunity for gamification, like we know from games that we've played so far. And with these 2 posts and with the app as we created it so far, we've managed to onboard 34% of the existing app users. The app downloads increased by 23%. And at the first game, 46% of the users made use of the app. So the marketing manager was quite shocked, because he said, "They're here for the game. Why are they using the app?" But these are concerns I think we can deal with, and I think the number will actually be higher the next time. The 12th of February is the next big game against the big enemy or the big challenger, Bayern München.
Oh, okay.
And next time, because last time we had we enrolled a last update, and if you didn't have the latest version, you got an error message when scanning the Gummy codes. And we are afraid that this caused a couple people to abort.
Mm.
And so we are optimistic that with the next game we will also increase the number of people making use of the system at the game actually.
Yeah, I mean, those numbers sound really good, to be honest. Really nice. Um, so you already mentioned it. I guess the club was pretty happy. Like, what are they hoping to get out of the whole thing? Like, I think you already like mentioned it a little bit, but I would like to it's
Mhm.
nice that we think of the customer journey, very important. But I think there's many organizations out there that have like a very economically driven mindset, and so what's in it for them?
For the Niners in the beginning, the 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 best motivation was to get the image of an innovative sports club, which gives them the opportunity to attract new sponsorships. And during the journey of this project, and once it was done, it was also interesting for us that we actually have just been able to make them understand what we are doing once it was ready. So when the whole app was designed, when everything was put in place, we had a kickoff meeting, and where we introduced the whole team, the whole staff of the Niners to it. And after this meeting, the CEO of Niners said, "Now you got me. Now I understand." Was also interesting for us because it's really like a big ecosystem.
Mm.
And For the miners, first of all, the innovative character was interesting. But now, since it's put in place, they recognize themselves that the whole app appearance, that the whole feeling got upgraded by putting this kind of functionality of engagement into the app. So the retention rate also increased drastically, and they understood that they now have the opportunity to provide digital ad spaces, which weren't existent before, because if you start to create digital assets which are accepted by your community, you also have the opportunity to add to put sponsorships, to put ads onto these, and without them actually recognizing their sponsorships, their sponsors, their partners already recognize this kind of opportunity themselves and reach out to the Niners to ask about these kind of new spaces that has been established, and that they're interested to make use of them for the next season. So not already 1 month in, the club itself already starts to feel feedback from their ecosystem, from their partnership network, sponsorship network, which was also really interesting for us. The marketing manager said me a couple of days after the first launch that the feedback was overwhelmingly positive. So he didn't hear a single negative voice, which is important to me, because Web3 is a buzzword that keeps a lot of clubs away, I think, because they say, okay, it's a hype topic and no real benefits, etc. And so it was really important to me to hear that also their partner network understood that we created something else than what they've seen so far, like expensive pictures. And so from what I heard from the managing marketing manager so far, the feedback is overall good. We already created new revenue opportunities in regard of their sponsorship, because we created digital ad spaces, and we also created digital merchandise, which added revenue channels, which also started to sell. And the nice thing of digital assets that I like is, on the one hand, nature. It's no problem to nature if you sell 1 or 1 million items, and on the other hand, you have 100% margin if you do it right. And these two things, as a salesman, are interesting facts about digital assets when you manage to attract your community to them.
For sure. I have to say, this gets me bullish. I like it. I like what I hear. I think you've said a lot of it, but maybe, in short, what would you like want to pass on to other organizations that are thinking about it? Like what's advice for them? Like how should they approach this topic and maybe think about it and open their mind to something new here?
Mhm. It's a good question. First thing that comes to my mind is if you, it's trick question, because it's always a question where to come from, where to start. Like we started with, okay, we want to have Web3 integrated, but then you want to fulfill the utilities or the demands of the technology, but this sometimes brings you to weird use cases. So to give a simple answer, I think the best is to really think about the benefits that you can create, to keep in mind that what you put on the blockchain stays on the blockchain. This is actually what it's supposed to do. So make your strategy long lasting, and see it as an invest for the future. So because with the Niners itself, they asked me like, okay, we have some rookies that just joined the team. Shall we create cards for them as well? I said, yes, of course. These are the most important ones because they have a longer career in front of them, and you can say, hey, we created the first digital collectible of them, and so you create a good chance to earn some revenue even if they left the team already when their card is traded on OpenSea, and you get 5% royalties. And so all of these new rules, these kind of new culture, and on top of it, the most important thing for the customer, or the most powerful, is the ownership. That when you create your strategy in a manner where you actually put your customer in the position to monetize this ownership, you have a good chance to make your customer your promoter as well, because he sees the benefit. Once he sees the benefit for himself by increasing the value of this digital asset, he becomes your strongest partner, your strongest promoter. And all of
Yeah,
these things pay into the technology, but also on the other side give a good opportunity to have long-term revenue for yourself without additional effort.
Yeah, beautifully said. Like it's a very nice cycle. Once like digital assets, like have a value, and as you said, like you all of a sudden have so much stakeholders and all this stuff. So really cool insight. Really cool insight, Tom. I have two more questions for you. So during the project, was there anything you changed your mind about? Like you had to rethink, you had to like change your mind?
I figured out for myself that it's not that much about the technology, it's more about the strategy, the concept. So when I started with Gummy Link, I already thought this is the solution, but it's just a cornerstone of the solution, which helps you to create a seamless onboarding into this new ecosystem. But from here, you need to create benefits. You need to create a network where the customer can make use of their ownership. And this is something that I realized during the last weeks and months, which brought me to the decision to keep my focus on to creating concept like these. So I will spend, or my focus for this year is to position myself as an advisor for clubs, brands, and companies to create meaningful concepts which make use of this technology, but not vice versa. And this is the major insight that appeared to me during this project. And also I already mentioned it, but most projects just I don't want to be unpolite, but it's a digital twin doesn't really add value or meaningful value. If you can make use of this twin because it opens you a new experience, or you can seamlessly trade it with someone and get in exchange something else valuable, then it starts to get interesting. And this is where I wish to go for myself, and where I hope that others um, put some more effort into to create scenarios like this. Because at the end of the day, in a couple of years, it should be possible to trade a Niners collectible card in exchange for, I don't know, a car, the ownership of a car, because this is the long run future that I see, or the most crucial benefit is the interoperability of NFTs. So it doesn't matter what it is today. It's an established standard, the smallest thing in common, and from here we can scale it into every direction we want. And this is a future that I'd like to shape and where I'm interested in.
Cool, beautiful answer. Awesome. You get the final question is no, actually there's one more, but the famous Tim Ferriss question. I'm not sure if you listen to his podcast. I love to borrow his question, and so the thing is, you have this very big billboard. Everyone can see it. Maybe the whole world, the whole city can see it. And now you have the chance to write something on it, a message to everyone, basically. What would you write on this billboard?
Um, as a salesman for the Niners project, or in what regard?
It's up to you choosing. I mean,
Um, oof. It's a good question, trick question. What would I write on the billboard that everyone can see? Hmm. Hmm.
to me, you have already said it. Like kind of make use of the technology, not force it. I don't know. Like this is what
Hmm.
came across what you just said to me. Like I really like that. It's not about
Hmm.
uh,
No,
yeah,
I'm
just
struggling to since I'm a salesman, I wouldn't be satisfied with saying something. So I can spend like 100 hours to find the right sales pitch because it's in the tiny words, it's in between the gaps. That's why I'm not good at responding at this, or I'm struggling to feel comfortable to say something which would satisfy my own demands. But yes, it would be something like this. Uh, get back from the technology. Don't try to fulfill the technology demands, or vice versa. Um, have a look at the credit card. Nobody know how it works, but everyone uses it. Let's do the
mm,
same with Web3.
there you go. Now we're talking. Love it. So, Tom, to round it up, where can people find you online if they're interested?
Um, best chances on LinkedIn. I'm on all other platforms that exist, but I'm trying to focus it onto one platform, and this is LinkedIn right now. Um, yeah, this is the best chance, and for me the best tool right now to get in contact and to stay in contact.
Yeah, very cool. Love it. Thank you so much. I really loved you're honest. Like this was not a polished, I'm going to sell you the whole thing, but a very reflected, honest insight into this use case. Much appreciated. Thanks for all the value.
Thanks again for having me and for these nice questions. And yeah, let's see where all of this goes.
Sounds good. Bye, Tom. Bye.
Bye, Bernhard. Have a good one.